Welcome to the Nevis newscast for Tuesday, June 8th, 2021. I am Siobhan Walwyn. Hollywood actors Marlene Ackerman, Connie Nielsen, Philip Winchester, and Jack Donnelly have been cast in romantic comedy feature film A Week in Paradise that will start shooting this week on Nevis. The film is the first to start production under the 3-year extension of the multi-film production deal with the Nevis Island Administration. Written by Kate Wood, the film is based on a story by MSR's Philip Martinez, who will also direct. The film tells the tale of Maggie, a film star whose world collapses when her film director husband is outed by the paparazzi. When it is discovered his new leading lady is pregnant with his baby. Seeking solace and healing, Maggie escapes to her expat cousin's beautiful hotel in Nevis. After a week in paradise, she discovers herself and meets a new love interest. Then, the outside world comes crashing back in. The movie is produced by MSR Media's Martinez and Highfield Grange Studios' Alan Latham. Martinez says this is the moment to honor the experiences of the strong female characters that surround us in real life by telling their stories in an authentic way. Now is the time for women and their powerful relationships to be at the forefront of filmmaking. St. Kitts and Nevis has a magic about it that inspires transformation, so he is delighted that Marlene Ackerman and Connie Nielsen are joining him on this journey. It's emotional, romantic, empowering, and set on a beautiful tropical island. A new curfew will take effect in St. Kitts and Nevis this evening. Minister of Health, the Honorable Akila Byron Nisbet, says there is a need to decrease the transmission of COVID-19 in the community by further enforcement of the restriction of movement of persons.
The new curfew, which will be in effect from Tuesday, 8th June, will begin from 8 p.m. each night and end at 5 a.m. the next morning. This curfew will be in place for the next 2 weeks.
The Cabinet of the Government of St. Kitts and Nevis made the decision based on the current COVID-19 situation in the Federation.
We are now in community spread. With our robust contact tracing and testing program, we will continue to identify any positive cases and have them isolated and quarantine any significant contacts of these positive cases to contain the spread and bring community clusters to an end. A number of business places have been associated with the recent outbreak. For the safety and protection of the general public, 5 businesses were temporarily closed while we continue our contact tracing and testing.
Minister of Health, the Honorable Akila Byron Nisbet, speaking at the June 7th National Emergency Operations Center COVID-19 briefing. Meantime, the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force is asking for the cooperation of the public in adhering to the statutory rules and orders outlined in the COVID-19 Prevention and Control Order. Superintendent Cromwell Henry notes that the regulations have been published to give legal effect to the recommendations of the Chief Medical Officer and the National COVID-19 Task Force.
Bars and restaurants are still required to adhere to the physical distancing protocols, good sanitization practices, and the enforcing of the wearing of masks by their patrons when not eating or drinking. The closing time for businesses, starting from June 8th, will be 7 p.m. to allow staff and patrons sufficient time to adhere to the 8 p.m. curfew. It has also been brought to our attention that a number of summer camps for children have been planned and advertised. Please note that these activities require permission from the Ministry of Education and the Commissioner of Police. As of now, these activities are not permitted due to the current COVID-19 threat. Therefore, no permission will be granted.
Superintendent Cromwell Henry of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. Meantime, at the Monday, June 7th National Emergency Operations Center COVID-19 briefing, Chief Medical Officer, CMO, Dr. Hazel Laws discussed the main factors which are fueling this wave of cases.
Our private and public sector entities are not in full compliance with the COVID-19 prevention and control measures. Individuals are not wearing their face mask when they should or when they're in the public domain. They are not ensuring that their hands are properly sanitized after touching high-touch areas. In other words, some of the business sectors, employees come into work and they are experiencing respiratory symptoms, and they are working 1-2 days while experiencing respiratory symptoms. We've said before that if you are experiencing respiratory symptoms, you really need to stay at home. You really need to get medical attention.
The CMO was, at the time, presenting the Health Emergency Operating Committee COVID-19 Situation Report.
We now have a total of 94 confirmed cases of COVID-19. You would have heard that over the past 72 hours, we've received positive results for 11 of these cases. 53 of these cases have fully recovered. We are monitoring 41 active cases. We now have an additional 2 persons hospitalized as a result of COVID, so that brings a total of 4 hospitalizations. 1 case, moderate to severe COVID-19, another case, moderate COVID-19, the other 2 mild to moderate cases of COVID-19.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws. Still to come, NASPA increases safety measures at Charlestown Seaport. The details after this break.
I am Premier Mark Brantley. I will take the vaccine because being vaccinated is the best way to beat the pandemic.
I will take the vaccine to protect my family, citizens, residents, and all visitors to Nevis.
I will take the vaccine to protect myself, my loved ones, my clients, my co-workers, my community.
For more information or to get vaccinated, visit your nearest health center. This message was brought to you by the Department of Public Health, Nevis.
Welcome back. In light of the confirmation of community spread of COVID-19 in St. Kitts and Nevis, the management of the Nevis Ear and Seaports Authority, NASPA, has implemented additional health and safety measures at the Charlestown Seaport to ensure the safety of its staff and traveling public. Effective Tuesday, June 8, 2021, at the Charlestown Seaport, only persons traveling or collecting packages will be allowed in the ticketing and waiting area. Physical barriers have been erected and signage put in place to assist in the flow of passengers. Port facility fee collection is now done at the first booth upon entering the waiting area. There will be increased sanitization of the waiting area. All persons wishing to conduct any business on the pier will be required to record temperature and contact information before being allowed access. NASPA thanks the public for its continued patience and understanding with the authority as it seeks to make the facilities safe for the staff and clients. NASPA encourages everyone using its facilities to use the hand sanitization stations, practice social distancing, and always wear your mask. The Department of Statistics and Economic Planning is inviting all suitable persons to apply to be field enumerators for the St. Kitts and Nevis Population and Housing Census 2021. The census is the count of persons residing in St. Kitts and Nevis to determine the official record of the population distribution and other socio-economic data. For the census interview, information is requested from every household in the Federation. Enumerators ask about housing, access to computers and internet, educational attainment, access to healthcare and social services, long-term illnesses and disabilities, and employment status. The actual interview process will begin in August and will continue into October 2021. Applications for field enumerators can be filled online at www.nia.gov.kn/statistics or Nevis Statistics Department Facebook page. For further information, visit the Department of Statistics and Economic Planning at Hosford's Business Complex or call 469-5521 extension 5060 or send a WhatsApp message to 667-1886. Applicants must upload or present a photo ID and police record when submitting their application. The deadline for applications is June 18th, 2021. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. I am Siobhan Walwyn. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing.